Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a star is born. Oh man, did you see what I see with this kid, Collin Sexton? This kid just went absolute berserk in a way that nobody saw coming. All right, let me back up. So on Wednesday night, the Cleveland Cavaliers took on the newly assembled Brooklyn Nets. Yes, that new Brooklyn Nets team with Kyrie, KD, and James Harden. And this young kid, Collin Sexton, put on a show, an absolute thriller that ended in double overtime. In the game where Sexton finished with 42 points, which is a new career high, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 of 11 from the three-point line. Not to mention a nasty clutch 3 that sent it into double overtime. Yeah, man, this kid was just lights out fantastic, flat out. And yeah, man, if you ever seen Collin Sexton play, you already know that this kid is an absolute dog, man. This kid does not back down from anybody. He's got toughness and just straight up grit. And it showed last night because when it came to clutch time, this kid put the team on his back and just went absolute berserk. And it was crazy to see him just going at Kyrie in that double overtime, man. He was just giving Kyrie the work. That's got me thinking, man, is this kid about to blow up? I think we're seeing a star in the making right now. Because in this third year, he is just taking a huge leap forward, and the stats show. Because he's got career highs all across the board offensively this year. Them averaging 25 points per game this year, not to mention all-time highs in field goal percentage and three-point percentage. Not to mention the rest of this young Cavs squad like Darius Garland, because you can't forget that new Sexton duo that everybody likes calling them now. And not to mention the new pieces they got in that new trade as well, like Jared Allen, who also balled out in his Cleveland Cavalier debut against the Nets. So yeah, man, when you look at the Cavaliers as a whole, they got a nice young squad there, man, I gotta admit. But I gotta say, they gotta do something about the big situation there, man. They got like 5 centers there that they can make a whole starting lineup with. In which I have been hearing some trade talks with Andre Drummond, being that he's a little bit older or a vet. It doesn't really fit the timeline of the younger guys. If they can flip him for another young guard or a wing, they can be in an even better position for the future. And speaking of a young wing, they may need to go ahead and do that trade because Kevin Porter Jr. has got a lot of drama going on right now. In which, in case you haven't heard, Kevin Porter Jr. recently came back from a little hiatus from a team for disciplinary reasons, only to find that the Cleveland Cavaliers had actually given out his old locker to Taurean Prince, the new player that they had acquired from that Brooklyn-Houston Cavaliers trade. And boy, did this send Porter into a frenzy. Apparently, this dude went absolute ballistic over this. He started causing the whole scene, cussing out players, cussing out coaches, and apparently he ended up throwing some food or something like that, I heard. And speaking of that, what's up with the Cavalier players and throwing food? I mean, first you had J.R. Smith throwing soup. Now you got Porter throwing who knows what, man. I mean, what's going on with that? But anyways, the commotion got so bad that executives and team managers could hear the yelling and shouting from outside the locker room, so they had to come in, break everything up, and just send him home for the day. And reports show that they're looking to get rid of Porter ASAP because of this. They're looking for a trade partner, and they're even going to release him if they can't find anybody to trade with. Which actually kind of sucks for the Cavaliers because Porter was actually a pretty nice young player. He had a lot of potential, a lot of upside, and he would have fit really well with this new core. So on the court, Porter was just fine, but the issue is all the things off the court with the whole drama, legal issues, there's gun charges, all that stuff, and absolutely no team wants to deal with that kind of stuff. But anyhow, based on what we saw from Collin Sexton on Wednesday night, I think the Cavaliers are in good hands anyway. And if he can keep this up, he'll definitely be in the running for most improved player of the year, that's for sure. And as a whole, keep an eye on this Cleveland Cavaliers squad because I think they can make a lot of noise this year, especially if they can make the playoffs and they can give one of the contenders in the East like the Bucks or Celtics a real run for their money. Because we saw what they did to the Brooklyn Nets tonight, and that was with a full power squad with Kyrie, KD, and Harden all playing. So yeah, guys, you let me know, is Collin Sexton the real deal? Are we seeing a star in the making right in front of our eyes? Or will he need a little bit more time before we can put him in the ranks of the Luka Doncic, Trae Youngs, etc.? Let me know in the comments below what you think. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe because I'll be dropping multiple news and reaction videos like this multiple times per week, so you don't want to miss out. And with that, until the next one, peace.